practice before the pro day. You can pretty much count on him being here. So excited to have him in town and a bunch of people here tomorrow to watch these guys.
What stood out to you today in the scrimmage?
We had a lot of good on both sides, and we had some bad. We had a couple. Probably the biggest thing defensively was just cost herself a few times. We lined up off sides, jumped offside a couple times, and just some discipline things. And then offensively did a lot of good things. Really just put the ball on the ground, got the ball knocked out a couple times after the catch or after the handoff. And so that was probably the biggest negative. But really a very competitive scrimmage. Lots of good things. We got a bunch of guys out, on the scrimmage, but we're able to put it together enough to where we can practice, so we can get the guys evaluated that we really need to get to work. And so it was a good day. And we'll watch the tape. And, we got a lot to teach from. But these guys, the biggest thing, they've shown up every day with a good mentality, a good workmanlike mentality, and they've been very coachable. We've put a lot in. It's hard to believe it's been 9 days. It seems like we just started last week, but it's gone really fast, and we've had a lot of fun. We're progressing like we need to.
Injury-wise, are there any guys that you haven't seen enough of this spring that you wish would have been out there more?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, a bunch of guys. A bunch of guys that fit that. I'd love to have Ship. I know what Shipley can do, but I'd love to have had him out there this spring to see some things. And EJ, we got guys on both sides of the ball for sure. Sergio, I think he's going to be cleared once we get back from spring. But break's coming at a good time. 9 days in, we had some obviously guys out for the spring, or limited for the spring, and then we've had some guys banged up within this past week. So hopefully by the time we get back, we'll be able to have more people available for our second scrimmage, and hopefully have a good spring game. So these are critical moments. In football, you practice and prepare for this game more than you ever play it. If everything's perfect, we got 15 days out of the year that you actually get to play. So the other 350 you prepared, and we're fortunate that we've got good people. So if you can come out here, you gain your confidence by being able to compete against Clemson. And if you can compete against Clemson consistently and hold your own, then that's where your confidence comes from game day. But that starts with showing up with a game rep mentality. And we got some guys that have that type of maturity, and some that don't. That still got a ways to go. But really, it's been a really good spring. And the guys have shown up, ready to go every day. The leadership's been excellent. The accountability's been really good. Really a lot of focus on the basics, a lot of focus on the little things. This is a good scrimmage to build off of.
With Brennan Stoll out, the tight end position is pretty thin right now, but Coach Streeter was just saying Luke Price has been doing a good job in there. We know he can block, but how viable is he as a pass-catching tight end?
Man, Luke Price hopes none of them ever come back. He's had a ball. He's gotten every rep, and it's made him better. He's doing a nice job. He really is. He's so conscientious. He's an unbelievably dedicated worker, smart as anything, knows everything, and so he's had just an opportunity to get a ton of reps. He and Blackston and Banks Pope, they've gotten a ton of work, with Brenny out. So, but Brenny will be back going. He was close today, so he'll be back by the time we get back from spring break. It'll be a big 6 days for him, just got a couple of days in there, and then he got banged up, so with a hip pointer, but he should be good to go once we get back.
Coach, we saw some drops from the receivers last season. See any of that in practice so far in the scrimmage today?
The biggest thing is just getting the ball knocked loose, take care of the ball. But we had a couple of drops today, but we had a couple of great plays. We've had more great plays than we've had bad plays. So when we rep as many guys as we rep, you're going to have some balls here or there. But man, we got a good group, and EJ's out, Will Taylor's out, Speck was out today, had a little sore wrist, but Stellado's practiced one day. Obviously Antonio and Cole aren't here, but it's been really good, man. I mean, we got a good group of guys. Bo and God has been outstanding all spring. Just really proud of him and how hard he's worked. Him and Mari and Bo. Specs had a really good spring. And then Adam Randall is just, he's just gets better and better every day. And, really hard to believe he's a high school senior. He made a couple big plays today. So, I mean, all of them have had their moments, and Drew and Hamp and little Hampton Earl. And those guys have done a heck of a job. We've got a really good group. They're all taking advantage of the opportunity and making plays. We trust all those guys. Be nice when we get everybody, back this summer.
What do you think of the way DJ played today?
Outstanding. Had another really good day. Really proud of. Made some big plays. Managed the game. Took care of the ball. Good decisions. Very accurate. And that's kind of what we've seen every day. And then Cade, same thing, man. Cade, I thought took a step today. Just growing in his confidence. The game's slowing down a little bit. He made some big plays, some nice throws. He's a very accurate guy. He's got a great presence to him. Billy Wiles is a really good player. Hunter came in and moved his group pretty well. Made some nice throws too. So, I'm pleased with that room.
Brandon mentioned tempo being an emphasis for the offense this spring. I'm curious, is that something you guys talked about that you wanted to incorporate?
Oh yeah. We wanted to, really big emphasis on tempo and really being able to play and control the tempo like we want. And it's not just going fast; it's being able to vary the tempo and understanding when and where and how to do that through our cadence, through our just how we get the plays into everything. So we've changed a few things up, but the tempo's been really good.
How did Cade and DJ do that?
Cade and DJ?
Yeah.
Ditto what I just walk up.
I woke up.
Really good. Both of them are outstanding.
What's the focus for the coaches while the players are gone the next week or so?
Focus for the coaches?
Yeah.
Same thing. For the coaches that we'll grade this tape. We'll get through all that and kind of button up everything for the first 9 practices and then kind of chart out what we need to do what we need to get done in the next 6 practices. And, we've got all the schedules and stuff done, but just kind of evaluate the installation schedule moving forward. When we come back, we got another full scrimmage, we got a half scrimmage, and then we got the spring game. So we've got 3 of those 6 days we get a chance to kind of play a little bit. Just a lot of teach tapes, a lot of corrections, and then same thing for the coaches, man. Just kind of reset, refocus, refresh a little bit. Come back on Sunday night, the 27th. We'll have meetings. Get back at it.
Good.
Is it kind of beneficial to have like a halftime during spring?
I think so. I mean, I always like that because you get guys banged up, and then you have a couple guys that have been out that we think we're going to get back, that were out prior to spring that we think we're going to get back after the break, and then a couple guys that have tweaked this or that have been out of practice or 2 that we hope to get back as well with a little time off. So I think it's been good.
Is there one guy getting most of the reps with the ones at Mike right now?
No, we're rolling those first 4 guys pretty consistently. They're all those top 4 guys. McGuire and Trotter and Monte and Simpson are pretty much those 4, kind of splitting all those reps and competing and battling and doing a good job.
Coach Streeter was just saying he wouldn't hesitate to play Moffa at any time in any game. Do you have any explosive runs today in the scrimmage?
Yeah. We got a nice little short yardage period. We had some goal line today, and he's catching the ball well. This has been really good for him. It's one of those positive consequences. One of those silver linings. With Kobe and Ship out. He's he's had a chance to really lead the group, be the guy, get all the reps with the ones, and it's been really good for him. I mean, we're going to have, we stay healthy, these 3 backs are this is as good a group as we've ever had. I mean, these are really just great people, great competitors, incredibly conscientious, great teammates, high character guys, and super talented.
Do you have a feel for when Stellato will be back?
I mean, hopefully after spring break. But, I just keep seeing him in yellow.
Did anyone win the punting competition today? BTA?
Well, we just worked on the fifth today because we got rained out, so we just worked on the fits. We punted in the middle and just bombed it. When they hit it, we hit the roof and stuff. So we went ahead with the battery, the snap, and the timing, and all that. But then we just worked our fits versus the different looks from a rush standpoint. So we got a little work done out of it, but unfortunately we weren't able to punt live. But we did that. We did some of that in practice the other day outside.
From a physicality standpoint, is it rare to have someone that comes in like Adam in the way that he's just, I mean, have you had someone that big come in here to see?
He's rare. I don't know about you. I didn't see many guys in Pelham High School walking the halls looking like that.
Compared to Sammy?
I mean, yeah, he's bigger than Sammy. Sammy was a physical specimen, but he's just bigger. Literally, you could put him in an NFL locker room anywhere in the country, and you'd never pick him out. You might pick Renfro, but you'd never pick that guy. I mean, Adam Randall is, and the cool thing is he's just a kid. Like he looks like he should be in an NFL locker room and literally would fit no problem. But he's just a kid, and he just has this sweet spirit to him, and he's just learning every day. He's hungry. He's got what I call the eye of the tiger. He's got the eye of the tiger. It's very natural to him. He loves to compete. He loves to coach. He loves to be coached. He's really come in here with a great foundation, fundamentally and technically. I mean, he's one of those guys that has shown up ready to play. And we haven't had many of those guys over the years. Had a lot of great players, but we've only had. I put him in that group. I think we've had 3 guys show up in 19 years here that just get out of the way. They're ready to play. He's in the process of getting all the details down, but physically he's ready. He is incredibly gifted, so excited about that.
So 3,
Sammy Ross, and Bo Collins. That's the 3 guys that showed up here. When I say ready, I'm talking about fundamentally, technically, physically, mentally, just get it, like it's second nature, release techniques, you name it, just ready. And then, all the other guys we've had, who obviously had a bunch of great players, but they were all lacking something. They had to get stronger, they physically weren't where they need to be, mentally they weren't where they need to be. They were basketball players that needed to learn how to be a receiver, or they were a quarterback like Renfro that needed to learn how to be a receiver, and he weighed 150 pounds. I mean, whatever. We've had all across the board guys that developed, but those guys from the day they got here, just technique, route running principles, break points, and a real just foundation and understanding. So you don't get many of those guys. Those guys don't come around very often. And again, we've had a lot of great players that have developed into first rounders and high picks and so forth. But Adam is one that once we get the details down and get him mentally where he needs to be, he's physically and fundamentally and technically just very advanced.
Within God, is there anything other than just being healthy that you've seen him take his game up a level, or is it just
being healthy every day, practice every day, he's in a good place mentally because he's, when you're not healthy, you don't feel good and you're frustrated and all those things. When you know what you can do, but physically you don't feel like you can do it. especially when you're in a very competitive environment. So I mean, just his, man, it's been awesome. I mean, he's had 9 great days. He's been the same guy every day. He's wide open. He's got 1 gear, and you know, it's been great. That's been the deal with him for 2 years. I mean, it's just a matter of him being on the field. If he's on the field, he'll be a great one.
Coach, Makuba was so good last year. It's hard to remember. He was just a freshman. Have you seen him take the next step? And
Yeah.
I guess he's taking some reps at corner now too.
Yeah. He's playing both safeties. He's working at corner. And that's been good for him. Nickel. I mean, he's doing a lot of things. But yeah, absolutely. He's from, you know, he got here last January, so he's been here just over a year, and he's come a long way from when he first got here. He just got the same thing, a great foundation. He's incredibly confident, and he's growing into being a leader at a young age.
Is Jaden still planning to have an operation on his shoulder over spring break?
Who's that?
Jaden.
Yeah. He's got surgery in the morning. Yep. They'll clean him up, and it's been good. You know, he got 9 days of really good foundational work, and you know, they'll fix him and clean it up in the morning and get him ready to roll this summer.
Going back to Ngata, you mentioned obviously the injuries and stuff. In that, I guess, period where he's unable to go because of injuries, how do you, I guess, keep him encouraged where he doesn't get in his head or things like that?
Yeah, no, just, you know, it's not just me, it's everybody in the program, you know, trying to keep these guys encouraged and continue to, you know, try to get them to believe in the vision that's, you know, in front of them, and you know, just trying to stay positive, you know, fighting those negative thoughts and feelings and things, frustration, all that stuff, which none of that makes anything better. So, you know, just everybody, you know, trying to, you know, do everything we can to get him healthy, and then, you know, he's just been one of those guys that's had a couple tough breaks, but we've seen a lot of guys over the years that, you know, you look up and you go, wow. Just a matter of them being on the field.
When's the last time he was able to be like full go 10 practices in a row?
Oh, freshman year. It's been a long time. He's been where he's really just flying around with no issues.
Wes was talking about just taking it slowly in terms of fundamentals and technique and implementing the scheme like a piece at a time. I guess how impressed have you been in terms of how much the defense has picked up each piece?
No, they've had a really good plan. I like how they've approached it, and you know, they you know, Nick, for one, you know, he was watching all the tape, and he really wanted to just really own the fundamentals and technique of what we're doing, and you know, so we've kind of gone at the pace of the players, and you know, as they've gotten it, they've moved on. So we've slowed it down just a little bit from maybe what we normally have done on the first day or second day. I think that's helped them, you know, for sure, because just really being detailed in what we're doing, precise, you know, from whether it's a twist or some, you know, some type of stunt, or, you know, our stances, our alignments, you know, all those things. It's been good. They've done a nice job.
Wes was saying Nick has kind of different ideas schematically wise, brought in and some different, I guess.
Yeah,
ideas
I
and
mean,
that kind of
Nick's,
thing. What has he brought as far as in meeting rooms, that kind of stuff?
well, Nick, first of all, Nick brings a ton of energy. I mean, he's just a walking ball of energy every day. You know, I mean, you get around Nick, he's just one of those guys that has an enthusiasm that's contagious. So that's first and foremost. But then he's just got unbelievable experience. I mean, this guy's been around a long time, and he's played at the highest level, coached at the highest level. He's seen the best of the best. He's been one of the best of the best. So, you know, just a ton of experience that he's brought in there, and there's lots of different ways to skin the cat, as they say. And, you know, it's been good. It's been a lot of really good collaboration, and you know, I really like you know, where we are.
When we talked to Rook and Tyler, they kind of laughed about how much more mellow Coach Goodwin is compared to Coach V. Is there a different vibe at practice at all, just from that?